What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
Hey, what's good? So just got done finishing going through the runs for Dokkan Battlefield, the updated version. It looks like, just to start off by the, with the video, it looks like the types have changed depending on the bosses. So, hopefully this will help you figure out, team builds and how to approach and ration your character slots for each boss. I mean, you're limited to 100 total characters or cards for the entire, levels. So, hopefully this will help you in terms of what to expect and what kind of teams you could build to, optimize the mode. So I know it depends on, what each player's character decks are, but yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna run through it and show you guys how I was able to beat it without any KOs or continues. So starting off the bat, since it is Ginyu with the intelligence type, I went with pretty much a physical team with the Super Saiyan Broly and Extreme Z Awakened Frieza as lead. They both share the 70% increase of stats and then plus 3 ki. So so overall balanced. I didn't want to go too heavy with the stronger units, but I did include 1 or 2 pretty good units like the Super Saiyan Gotenks that you see here. Has the ability to still SA. My guy is at 100%, so he hits very decently even with 70% double lead. So you can see there hits for around a million. I didn't get the supers with Broly or Frieza because both of them are SA level 1, so I'm going to reserve it for pretty much the next round where I have better cards that are going to attack coming up. My first run, I mean, it felt a little bit difficult because, the types did change. So I had to adjust, how many of each type I was going to include in the total of 100. It's smart to definitely think in advance and, plan on, how many you're going to need if you do make a perfect run, and then have a reserve amounts of units for a particular type. If you're gonna have to continue, so I mean, it's definitely helpful to do that. I'm not gonna really cover, each restriction that the bosses have. I mean, honestly, if you're able to kind of build balanced teams overall, you shouldn't struggle too much with it. But as free-to-play type players and stuff like that, I can definitely see it being a little bit difficult. So. Like I said, just take this as kind of, what to expect in this mode, because I will go through each of these bosses. Now, I'll probably split it into, each level for each video just to kind of not drag it out in one video kind of thing. So, pretty much close to finishing against Ginyu here. Alright, so yeah, pretty much done with this one. In the last version, I went with pretty much a Namek Saga category team with the Ginyu Force, and it was definitely an easier way to kind of reserve for later on stages, but I tried it with this mode and it didn't work. So, alright, we're moving on to the next one. So, since it is a tech type, I just went with pretty much an extreme intelligence team with Kid Buu and Buhan Buhan leads. Now, I don't really need any kind of I only need another intelligence type team for later on, which I reserved for the super types. So I went ahead and brought in the best units out of my extreme intelligence team just to get it out of the way, because as long as everything goes well, my super intelligence team will take care of Vegeta later on. And I'm going to put Perfect Cell in the middle because he defends very well in this mode, as well as, Super Battle Run and whatnot. So he's got the ability to defend since he does get a 40% boost toward defense. So typically, yeah, if there are a lot of attacks coming, instead of Janemba, I basically put in Cell. And yeah, like you see here, he's only taking like double digits in damage, so definitely not bad. He's able to hit pretty hard too. You didn't see it there, but he could hit probably around 1 million in damage. So my guy's pretty much at 90% potential. So I mean, definitely a lot of work put into him, but yeah, he does well. And then, you know, obviously Angel going Frieza. I don't really have any dupe paths unlocked. Linked up with the Meta Cooler, since he does provide that 30% boost, and then the Hellfighter 17 is at 90%, so he can do pretty well. He does have the passive of 90% increase to attack when only facing one enemy, so you know, I mean, it's definitely a good idea to take a look at what the passive skills are for each unit, and you know, consider how they benefit the mode. So since I did bring in a pretty good team, yeah, really not struggling here against the Great Ape Vegeta. Again, I'm going to put Perfect Cell up front just because he can probably defend the best out of all these guys. And I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and attack with Kid Buu, since he can actually hit harder than the Buhan, which is at 90%. Even though Buhan's at 90%, Kid Buu can definitely hit harder with no dupe paths unlocked. So I'm just going to prioritize his SA over the other. Well, a little bit short of 1 million. He only hit for about 700,000 there, but with the critical, he will hit close to 1 million. So we should take care of business here with Kid Buu. Yep. And yeah, that's pretty much it for level 1. Obviously, it's the first level out of 3, so you know it's not overly too bad, but it does take some consideration of what teams to use and what teams to save for later down the road. All right, so I will catch you guys on part 2.